I kissing him often. I kissing him often. Yeah. Violence, big brother, provocation.
Kayode, it is not just fair. It is absolutely not just fair. So Kim Opera and Cross has been kissing all this while, yet you denied us the visual once again. At least, even if it means showing us the way you shown us when Mercy and Kidwa kissed in that staircase that led to the head of the house lounge. You might not even see them kissing. At least let us hear the sound now. This one, you denied us the sound. You also denied us even watching them kiss. That was how you removed your camera that very particular night that Cross and Kim Opera wanted to do something beneath the duvet. Immediately they entered beneath the duvet and Cross was about to just climb on top of Kim Opera. Now so you just removed your camera. I waited all night for you to return the camera back to Kim Opera and Cross. You never did until you people sound the alarm for the entire housemate to move to the arena for the usual early morning workout exercise or the Kwanoma. Kayode, this thing that you're doing is not fair. So if we did not listen to this conversation between Kim Opera and Cross while they were in the kitchen, how would we have ever known that Cross and Kim Opera has been kissing? Now, Cross is telling Kim Opera, you should just have to be kissing me often. That means it has not just happened once, twice, or thrice. But Cross wants Kim Opera to just intensify on how Kim Opera has been kissing Cross. Kayode, well done, no, but you see this well done, no, it is not from my heart. I only just wish that Ebuka might just ask either Cross or Kim Opera a question concerning this particular case so that they can amplify how sweet it is.
Because it really made me feel some type of way. I was like, I'm like, why would
I still feel like you guys are still fake housemates with the way things played out last Sunday.
Long time no video, now strike Kossam. It is absolutely and extremely tough, not just being a native of this country, but also living in this country. Now, so they gotta say they're going on strike. People work on the supply of lights conjoin them. Me, I have already spent so much in the cost of having lights where I stay. Therefore, there is no way I can just spend extra money in the substitute of having light. They go on strike. I was forced to join them in the strike without my consent. Strike has been called off. My apologies, by the way. Let's resume from where we stopped. And I am going to recap everything that happened last night. But before I begin, I am still the entertainer with the entertaining entertainment. And you can also call me the voice of the commander-in-chief of all the entire occurrences of the ongoing Bigbrothernaija Season 8 Team All-Stars edition. And my usual primary assignment is to always summarize all the entire occurrences that has occurred, occurring occurrences and my bet for the occurrences. I just informed you guys that Kim Opera and Cross has been kissing in as much as Kayode has been denying us the visual. Cross is now telling Kim Opera to just kiss him often. Last night, immediately they just came back from the arena after doing their Oriflame tax that saw the group of Adekunle Summer, White Money, and ILEBAYE declared the winner. Kim Opera and Mercy moved to the garden for them to have a conversation over the issue that happened between them during week 6 when Kim Opera wanted to be pardoned. But eventually, Bigbrothernaija suspended the pardon me please and replaced it with the usual nomination we all know about. While they were having that conversation, Mercy now said that she gave up on when it comes to she asking the housemate to just pardon her. They had a lengthy conversation. It was just the way Kim Opera totally denied being a fake housemate, in as much as Mercy told Kim Opera directly to her face that I suspect that you are a fake housemate, so is Lucy, Prince, and Omoshola. And she also gave her instances. Did you know that Kim Opera just told Mercy that I went into the diary room, I told Bigbrother that he put a target on our back in the middle of this show. This is what I am just facing. The more Mercy was indirectly trying to just probe Kim Opera to confess that she's a fake housemate, the more Kim Opera just acted so well that she will never ever be.
I actually spoke to Biggie in my diary session because I'm like, you actually just put a target on our backs that was not necessary.
Yeah. Well, Mercy told Kim Opera, before you go outside to just say that I nominated you, and my reason is that I suspected that you are a fake housemate. Kim Opera did everything in her possible power to convince Mercy that she is not a fake housemate. Camera now moved back again into the house, returned again in the garden. It is Adekunle and Venita that we are having a couple conversation, and from their lengthy conversation again, they were just plotting on how possible were to remove the strongest people. And Adekunle made mention that people might be thinking that it is he, Adekunle, that is the one supplying Bbnaija every details that has to do with DOYIN. Hence, Bbnaija has been attacking DOYIN. At a time, they were just speaking in code. Me, I just told Bigbrother, share you are seeing them. Should be the last time Perry and New did so. You gave them punishment, Abby. Oh yeah, you have to give this particular couple punishment, and also, please, Bigbrother, you have to bring back the law of never to use pen and paper in the house, because ever since you allowed them to do so, that is how Adekunle was using that to just discuss with Bbnaija. I could not just even hear them. Did you know that Angel has been sick? I think since day before yesterday or yesterday. Aside that, Angel and Soma are fighting again. Shebi, none of them is nominated for possible eviction. Therefore, they decided to just deny us their usual public display of affection. You see, this fight, it not even affect Angel Sam, but it has been dealing with Soma. Earlier yesterday morning, Alex was just trying to talk Soma out of just being lonely. Well, last night, after they also returned from the arena, when they were done with their only frame, Angel was on the bed. Soma still went out of his way to prepare dinner for Angel and now to take it to the pink room to serve Angel. Angel accepted the dinner while Angel was still, even when sick, trying to just do the poem for their weekly wager task.
When I am talking, I am blessed. When I am blessing myself, I am blessed. Today, I win. Today, I'm a winner.
Soma let her move to the garden as usual for him to do his prayer and also word of affirmation. I carry grace. This one, that one, as he used to do most of the night. And as much as it's not every night that Kayode will also show us when Soma is doing his word of affirmation in the garden. And camera moved upstairs. So what money, ILEBAYE and Mess were having a conversation over relationship and marriage as usual. What money is still discussing on how he wants his marriage and the type of woman that he wants to marry. Now, I thought they were having a conversation. All of a sudden, camera moved to the blue room again. Mercy is already fast asleep. Sometimes the way they just show us all the sleep, I used to wonder if this particular show is live, just like they all made us to believe. Well, CEEC was already sleeping before DOYIN later joined CEEC in the pink room on her bed. Now, it is time for them to now discuss why they always fought, according to DOYIN, that DOYIN wanted to just be the one that will approach CEEC, but DOYIN now said, it's not every time we fought, I'll be the one that will come to you for conversation. Yes, it did not happen. DOYIN said that she felt bad that CEEC was trying to sabotage her reign as head of the house. CEEC said it's not what it is. CEEC said that the fight has to do with that. She woke up in the morning, DOYIN now saw her and passed her. CEEC, when DOYIN just passed you, now why don't you just call DOYIN? You see me, you pass me now. Let DOYIN now explain her. Their conversation was so lengthy and at a time boring, because DOYIN, you could have had this conversation before you went ahead behind CEEC saying a lot of things. Anyway, DOYIN is not telling CEEC, when you go outside, you now watch the clip and you will see all that happened. If CEEC chooses to watch this clip, she will hear when you say that she just escaped from Yaba left. At the time, the conversation was boring me, and it may seem as though that Kayode overheard me and now moved the camera out.
I don't want a friendship where it looks like every time we have an issue, I have to come and say, it can never be that way, because
I now return again in the garden. Bbnaija and Adekunle were just still there. Camera is just looking for content here and there. There is no content. Me, I am kind of disappointed. There are one or two housemates that just nominated for possible eviction. So now no one just give us any entertainment that can convince us to just vote for you people. Aside that, she'll be on Monday after they were nominated. Then move to Tuesday morning. DOYIN has been complaining that Bbnaija has been poking and goading and provoking her. She even went into the diary room during her diary section to complain for over 2 hours to Bigbrother on how Bbnaija is doing this and how Bbnaija has been doing that, on how she has decided that if Bbnaija just do that one more time, that she's going to fight Bbnaija and she's going to say things that Bbnaija will regret the entire of her life. Bbnaija, on the other hand, also went into the diary room to also have her own diary session. Guess what? She never even mentioned the name of DOYIN, but she kept on and on talking. All of a sudden, Bbnaija can begin to cry, and so she can begin to mention the name of her fans, so unicorn. And so Bigbrother tell her, okay, I follow because you have no business campaigning for vote. Now she said, no, it's not that. Unicorns are my children. I just miss my children. Bigbrother should go to Bbnaija's house to go and check on Bbnaija's children, and also to know if they have started their prep, in as much as Bbnaija has put everything in place. Oh, Chimo. So in week 5, you did not miss them. With CEEC did not miss them. Fiam, you just nominated for possible eviction. All of a sudden, you are missing them. They are now your unicorn. If you want to campaign for vote, campaign for vote. If you are missing your children, tell people that to just remove your son so that you can just go and be with them. We understand your strategies. My own is this. So, DOYIN, can you just have this particular fight with Venita? Tell her what you want her to hear, so that Venita, on the other hand, will also tell you what me want to just watch. We're gonna have this particular fight, because from the look of things, so either of you might just leave on Sunday, and if any of you end up denying me this particular fight before either of you is evicted, you go pay me die, you go even purge myself. Now let me just summarize the things that I couldn't just do while the strike was on. The other night, Cross, New and Summer were just scheming at that kitchen area on how they just have to nominate both Mercy and CEEC because they both share the same fan base, unless if they're just going to clash. While they were doing that, the ladies on the other hand is also scheming on how to put up both Cross, New and Summer. Now let's just imagine the situation whereby the likes of Cross, Summer, New, Mercy and CEEC did not even win the head of the house, and also did not even find the black envelope that contained immunity, and they are now up for possible eviction. Who do you think is definitely going to just be evicted? Let them continue scheming. After it's part of the game. Last, all of them will be evicted one after another until the winner of All Stars Eviction is declared. Now in the comment section, who do you think is going to be evicted first? Then how many do you think is going to be evicted on Sunday, when the likes of White Money, ILEBAYE, Venita and DOYIN is up for possible eviction? And aside that, again, did you know that Angel wrote a love letter to Adekunle and said that it was CEEC that did so? Now, Adekunle discovered the letter, read it. Venita also discovered the letter after reading it. This was not the reaction I was expecting from Venita. We all know that Adekunle has been the triggering point of Venita. So the mission of Angel is to trigger Venita with that letter, only for Venita to read the letter. Now, so she just ignored them. Rather, she was even telling Adekunle to be happy and celebrate that he, Adekunle, has secret admirer. I know that if there is any way that Venita and CEEC might just clash, Venita is definitely going to stylishly tell CEEC that he paid me because he did not just want it the way I wanted it, and also the way Angel also wanted it, because I wanted to see how CEEC is just going to react. Anyway, they just handled it maturely. That same night that Angel wrote that letter to Adekunle, in the printers that CEEC did so, women also have a conversation in the blue room. The likes of Mercy, so DOYIN, Alex discussed on how Kim Opera has been the one that is just handling the men. According to them, that Kim Opera just came from nowhere and decided to just control all the men that were in the house. That Kim Opera has been in a love triangle between her, Perry and Cross, and it's for the fact that both of them are aware and still handling it. Oh well, ever since Kim Opera made her way into Biggie's house, I have to say this, so Cross has just lost his game. Perry, on the other hand, know exactly what he's just doing. Anyways, Kim Opera told us in her introductory video that she just said to rattle her favorite. Me, I'm only interested to see how Cross is certainly going to fail and how he will continue playing his game when Bigbrother eventually remove Kim Opera as a fake housemate come Sunday. I am suspecting. If there is anything that I was supposed to say that I did not say, that's things that I missed in the course of the strike, please do remind me in the comment section. From everything that I have just said so far, it's okay for you to argue or agree with me. But while you are at that, 1 Corinthians 14:40. As an entertainer, it's always my pleasure to entertain you guys with entertaining entertainment. And before I just bid my goodbye, I have to just comment on how head of house Mashallah has been just ruling the housemate. But the funny part is that he declared that nobody is going to just share that head of the house bedroom with him, and everybody is just being reasonable with him. Once it's time for them to go to bed, all of them will just leave the entire head of the house lounge for Mashallah and return back to their various bed downstairs, exception of ILEBAYE, who decided to just sleep at the couch in the head of the house lounge. Let Thursday begins. Remember that they're certainly going to do their usual Thursday arena game and also do their pool party later. So see you guys later in the night, as we just wait to see if they are going to just resume the strike, if it's just going to be the end. And I have to ask you, How are you, my friend, and how are you feeling? I know that things will someday get better. I believe.